Welcome to the Year 9 Options talk. The following slides will hopefully explain the process of your child choosing their options, making sure they make the best choice available to them. The way in which GCSE grades are recorded has changed. GCSE letters no longer exist. Instead, they've been replaced by numbers on a scale of 1 to 9, 1 being the lowest and 9 being the highest. In old money, a grade 4 is the same as a grade C, a grade 5 is roughly the same as a high grade B, a grade 7 is the same as a grade A grade 8 is the same as an old A star, and then we have also introduced a grade 9, which is the equivalent of an A star star if you like. Only about 4 to 6% of pupils nationally achieve a grade 9 in each subject. However, if somebody does a non-GCSE, these are generally now marked either pass, merit, distinction or distinction star. A pass is roughly the same as a grade 5, a merit is roughly the equivalent of a grade 6, a distinction is the equivalent of a grade 7, and a distinction star is the equivalent of a grade 8 or 9. When your child starts in year 10, you'll notice on their first report that they will get an individual target grade for each subject. This target grade is based on their performance at primary school, or rather what they got in their SAT exams. As you will know, every child would have sat the SATs in year 6, and each child gets a scaled score between 80 and 120. A pupil who got a scaled score of 100 is said to have made the expected level of progress at school. Any number higher and they have overachieved, any number lower and they have made less than the expected progress. We use a program called FFTD data. This will look at your child's SAT score and it will set them a target grade for each GCSE based on this score. In its most simplest terms, the higher the SAT score, the higher your child's target grade will be. All schools use this system and this is how we are measured from the government. Your child will soon be starting the options process. The remainder of this presentation is going to take you through every step of the way so that you can make the best choices available along. In order to help with the options process, each child will get a one-to-one interview with a member of the school's senior leadership team. These interviews will start in the coming weeks and last approximately 5 minutes for each pupil. Pupils will simply come out of their normal class to a pre-arranged meeting point, take part in an interview and then return to their class afterwards. When your child chooses their options, there are certain rules that we have to follow. In order to help with this and better explain it, we have split the subjects into what is referred to as buckets. In bucket 1 is English and Maths. All pupils in Year 9 have to study Maths and both English Literature and English Language in Key Stage 4. Bucket 2 is made up of what we call the EBacc subjects. Every student will do science, and then in addition, every student will have to choose one of the following, either geography, history, or French. Bucket 3 is made up of all the other subjects and any remaining EBacc subjects. From Bucket 3, your child will make 2 choices. The EBacc. During its last review of education, the government introduced the EBacc. It wants students in this country to study the EBacc suite of qualifications. But what is the EBacc? The EBacc is not actually a qualification in its own right. It's simply a combination of GCSE subjects that include a language and a humanities. This basically means the government wants every child to study Maths, English Language, English Literature, Science, in addition a modern foreign language, which at primary is French, and then a humanities subject, which at primary is either geography or history. This is not compulsory and is something the government wants 75% of students to achieve by 2022, rising to 90% by 2025. Under our options programme, this would mean every student would do English, Maths and Science. These are compulsory subjects. In option group 1 they can choose geography or history. In option group 2 they would choose French, but this would only then leave them one free option for the rest of year 10 and year 11. Many schools make it compulsory for the top sets in a school to study EBacc as it is viewed as a very academic subject, but at primary this isn't the approach we take. The EBacc is open to all pupils irrespective of their ability, but we believe that we will offer advice and guidance to parents and carers to choose the best appropriate courses for them students. If your child is thinking of going to university, the EBacc is recommended by Britain's most prestigious universities, and the studying of a language in addition to history and geography will help your child compete in the global climate. Throughout the booklet you'll see a range of GCSEs and non-GCSEs including BTECs, NCFEs and VCERT qualifications. BTEC, NCFE and VCERTs are generally referred to as technical awards. Technical awards are high quality level 2 qualifications that are equivalent of GCSEs. We offer them in subjects including engineering, graphics, drama and dance to name but a few. They are worth exactly the same as a GCSE and will be accepted by colleges in exactly the same manner as a GCSE. Your child also has the opportunity of taking part in an individual careers appointment with Mrs. Khan. Mrs. Khan is in school every Thursday and available at break and lunch. If your child would like a careers interview with Mrs. Khan, our independent careers advisor, they can either email her on s.khan@priory.lancs.sch.uk or alternatively speak to their head of year, who will be more than happy to make an appointment for them. When choosing your options, all children will have to complete all subjects in the compulsory box. This is English literature, English language, maths and trilogy/combined science. Trilogy and combined science are actually the same award and are worth 2 GCSEs. Each child will have to then choose a further subject from the EBacc column, either geography, history or French, and then each child will select 2 choices from the other column. In the other column you will see separate science. Separate science is the further qualification in science. If a child chooses separate science, it will be broken into 3 distinct areas. They will do exams in physics, in chemistry and in biology. If a child chooses this route, they will get 5 hours of science with all the other pupils in the year groups and then an additional 3 hours for specifically separate science. This will mean your child will study 8 hours of science per week. Whilst your child will have 2 further option choices in the open box, there are 2 combinations that pupils are not allowed to study. Pupils cannot do both GCSE PE and sport, health and fitness, nor could they choose GCSE art and NCFE graphics. They are, however, able to do a combination of the above 4 courses. So, for example, a child could do GCSE PE and NCFE graphics or GCSE art, and sport, health and fitness alongside GCSE art or NCFE graphics. When it comes to choices, unfortunately it's highly unlikely that every single pupil will get their first 3 choices. Last year we had 540 option choices and there were only 6 pupils who didn't get one of their choices. We'll work as hard as we can to ensure that every child gets as many choices as possible. We also have to be honest and say that some option groups will not run. We do have a minimum number of pupils that are required for a subject to run, and if we do not meet these numbers, then unfortunately that subject cannot run. If any of the 2 above occur, we will automatically go to your child's reserve choices, but we will always inform the pupil and you as parents before making any changes to their options choices. Before making option choices, please remember the following. Please take time to read through the options booklet carefully. If you're in doubt, don't be afraid to ask the relevant member of staff. Children can either find them in school or parents are more than happy to email for advice. Discuss your ideas between your child and parents. Choose subjects that your children are good at. Choose subjects that they enjoy. And if you can, choose subjects for the career. However, at 14-year-old, we appreciate a lot of children don't know the career that they want, so please just go for a broad and balanced set of subjects if this is the case. What we don't want people to do, please don't allow your child to pick a subject because their friends are doing it. Please don't allow a child to pick a subject because they like the teacher, as we cannot guarantee which teachers will be teaching which subjects in year 10 and 11. And please do not choose a subject because it sounds easy. All subjects are challenging. What's next? Read through the options booklet with your child and discuss their possible option choices. Attend the options evening and speak to your child's English, maths and science teachers, as well as all the teachers of any options your child is considering. Do not make appointments for any subjects that your child is not going to choose an option in. Once your child has made the decision on their option choices, click on the link below and fill in the online form, keeping to the date listed on the PowerPoint slide. Hopefully you found the PowerPoint of use, but in the meantime, if you have any questions about the options process, please feel free to email me at n.g@priory.ranks.sch.uk. Alternatively, if you've got something more specific about a subject or a course, please feel free to email the relevant member of staff. All the email addresses can be found within the options booklet.